Excuse you, phone. My phone stopped recording and I had to go and delete stuff because my storage was full. And I haven't ever run into that problem. But yeah, what I was saying was, I figure at least one of them already knows the idol's gone and is just giving me the information to like gain my trust. But I kind of at first I was gonna be mad at that, and I was like, you know what, no, because I would probably do that to like, and I kind of want to do that with David to gain trust, although I do feel like I feel like I constantly need to like be doing stuff to gain David's trust, because I feel like if I don't, I'm gonna lose him at some point. I'm gonna lose the focus. I need to keep him focused. But yeah, because sometimes I feel like he's with me and then he goes off and does something, and then I'm like, okay, I need to pull him back. I don't know. I have a hard read on David. I just have a hard time reading David. Anyways, the idol, I think that someone giving me the hints, I feel like one of them at least knows that it's gone and is probably just giving it to me to like placate me a little bit, which is fine. We all who really came into this game thinking Ree was gonna find the idol. It'd be a cold day in hell if I find this idol because I don't really. I have found idols in orgs, usually with help from other people, and I do feel like I'm not getting that much help from other people. I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe in comparison to others I am. I'm not sure. What do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, what happened the round of the Riley. I was gonna say Riley boot, the Riley quit? I don't know. Yeah, the Riley removal. The Riley quit. The Riley removal. She removed herself from the game. Yeah, so when I announced that we lost, I was just really like upset because I was like, I thought we bodied that challenge, okay? At least the art part, because Jules killed it. Jules, aforementioned in my last video, who made a really good impression on me and then disappeared and then came back to just immediately slay the challenge and then disappeared again after that. So I would, if she was around more, I want to tell her something about this to kind of gain her something about what happens later, and I'll go into it more because I want to gain her trust. But if she's not around, I don't really feel good about that she won't just immediately freak out or go leak it to someone else or something, or I need to find out a way to phrase it that leaves other people out of it, or at the very least, like, if it's gonna bring anyone down, it brings down Riley, who's already out, so it's not someone that she can go run and tell. But anyways, I need to talk about this more. I'm gonna put it, yeah, sorry, my mattress is like showing here because sometimes I pulled off the mattresses in my sleep, so yeah, I'm just gonna lay here. Hi. Not the mattress cover, whatever. Hello. But yeah, so we lost, and then so I was at crew, so I wasn't really there, and I was just hoping, you know what, I'm gonna hope that people just kind of not wait until the last minute, but like hold off, or maybe people will probably be how they normally are within the first couple hours of Tribal getting announced, and like kind of be like, oh, I don't know where to vote. And that was like that for maybe 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden I go online and everyone is saying Riley. Everyone is saying that Riley should be the one to go. And most people, like someone like Azure was the one that had the strongest reason, so I don't know if maybe Azure was the one pushing it the most. But Azure was saying, so that was my thought, of that Azure might have been the one pushing it the most, and that's how it spread like wildfire. But Azure wanted to vote Riley because she was the weakest link, which, you know what, I respect that reasoning, because it's, not like, you'll hear, I do respect that reasoning. Whereas a lot of the other, basically every single one of the others who were saying her name, were saying it because she wasn't active, and say that like they're kind of just dissing the fact that she's in a different time zone that is harder to work with. And the problem is I'm sitting there being like, they're like, we've not talked at all. And like, I can get that. Like, I've not really talked to Lunar that much. And I was just surprised that apparently, though, I've talked to Riley quite a bit, because I was like, well, I obviously didn't want to be too vocal about it, but in my head I'm thinking, wait, people think Riley's inactive? Well, I mean, she's not talking a lot, but like, I wouldn't consider her, like, I feel like I talked to her about the same amount as I talked to Jules. So that was a little bit concerning. Of note, I had talked to Jules, and Jules said her and David had talked about voting Riley. And that was weird to me, because David and I had talked about, how much he liked Riley. And I was like, that's weird. But, you know, what do you do? Maybe, you know how quickly this game evolves and changes, so maybe his, like, opinions had changed. Spoiler alert, they didn't. They didn't. And so, more and more talk about that. I'm talking to Nick, I'm talking to Austin. And Austin proposes the alliance of 4. Well, he wasn't the initial one to do it. Nick was the one that initially proposed to me like a couple days ago, where he was like, we need a core 4. And originally it was me, David, and Jules and Nick. But somehow I guess Jules got subbed out for Austin. But I mean, Nick always seemed like he was leaning towards like Austin, like he was trying to get Austin in a group where he's like, yeah, I think Austin would be a good additional number. So I'm kind of not surprised, but like I just want to point out that I did notice the little trickery that went on there. Yeah, it's fine though. I like Austin. I just don't feel like I talk to him and I feel like we're allies, but not like we're allies because we have, it's like having that friend where like you're friends through another friend. So it's like, you know, you can chill, you can vibe, but if you're left alone in the room together, it's like, okay, what do we do now? Yeah. I keep getting smacked by my own pillow. It's okay. Trying to think. Oh yeah, so then so after I get off of crew, I just kind of like, I tried to keep away from my phone, failed a little bit. But then once I got out of my like theater crew work thing, I got on a call with Nick, and Nick and I just mainly wanted to, the goal of that call for me was to sort of like listen and feel the vibe and see if there was a chance that I could move the vote away from Riley, but also I wasn't going to throw down my game for Riley. But I did want to see how married to that idea. And this is also where I said that Azure might have been pushing it, but also I kind of think Nick was pushing for it a lot too, because in that conversation, what I got from that was that he really wanted Riley out. And then throughout the course of the night, until Riley pulled from the game, Nick was becoming increasingly more adamant that Riley should go. So it was more of he definitely wanted Riley out, and it probably was because I think I might have at some point told him that David liked Riley early on, and that might have put the like, you know, what's the word, the timer on him to be like, I gotta get rid of Riley so that I can tie my allies closer to me, because that's why I do feel like it was a good move for him, because it was good for him that Riley goes. For me now, I think Riley going the way she did was good, because it got me in a position where I didn't have to vote out. I didn't have to make that choice to show my like cards to Nick at all. The thing is, I'm fine. The thing is, I do trust Nick a good deal, but I also think that he has his version of the game, and it's his way or the highway a little bit. And that's fine, because in the pre-merge, as long as I'm in that future and he's like, as long as I'm in that future, I can, ride with that. That's gonna keep me safe. Yeah. And so, and then I'm gonna talk about David, because then after I get off the call off Nick, I get on a VC with David. And David and I were talking, and I just wanted to feel like the boat. And of course, I get it out of the little hockey puck that he likes Riley, that he likes Riley and doesn't really want to vote Riley. And so then I kind of share my thoughts there. Um, and so I would like you to remember that. Remember that he had been talking with Jules previously, and according to Jules, about voting Riley. Interesting, right? Well, so then we get off that, we vibe a little bit. I don't remember if there might have been something else of note there. I'm forgetting it right now. But for right now, we get off the call. I get off the call with David eventually. And then I'm just messaging with, Nick, and Nick messages me and says that Riley's now messaging him, and Riley knows her name's out. And at first, Nick starts being a little bit, like, cagey, and, like, saying, like, are you sure you're cool with the vote? And it was just like, bro, could you be any more obvious? So clearly he's thinking that I leaked it, which I fucking didn't. Like, here's the thing. If you were right, then good on you. I would have no reason to be mad, but I wasn't the one that leaked it. And it's like, the worst thing is, he didn't even straight up ask me if I leaked it. And so then I kind of read between the lines there, and I was like, if you're thinking that, like, if you're saying that if I leaked it to, because it was like, in the conversation, it made sense that he was probably referring to the leak. And I was like, if you're thinking that if I leaked, I don't know, I haven't, and I don't plan on leaking to Riley. So, I haven't, and I don't plan on leaking to Riley. And I never leaked. Well, I leaked when I told him, because eventually I leaked when we agreed upon, because after Riley already knew the vote, she started telling Nick that Jules was, that whoever told, she was being really, like, cagey about, she was like, I've made a promise, I can't tell you, because I don't want to tell you who told me about my name was out, because I made a promise to them. And they were saying that I heard Jules was the one mainly pushing my name. Remember that, dear viewers. Because, so then I go talk to Riley, and I pretend like, oh, Riley, I'm gonna tell you your name's out. But then she kind of beats me to the punch a little bit. And yeah, she beats me to the punch a little bit. And then what am I thinking? Yeah, and then, oh gosh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I try to get it out of her, and she starts she's saying, sorry, I made a promise that I wouldn't tell. And I'm like, well, damn it. But it's okay, because at this point, dear viewers, you probably already know where this is going, because she's saying that Jules was the one pushing it harder, and the only one I'd known that had talked to Jules before, that Jules was saying that she had talked to extensively with, is David. And so I think in my last video I was saying that I kind of wanted to tell Jules something. That's it. I not exactly that it's David specifically, but that Riley had been saying that. But I'm worried that now that too much time has passed, it'll make her not trust me as much, because I quote unquote held on to the information, but I didn't mean to. I tried to message her that night, but she wouldn't answer me. So, I don't know. I'll see if she hasn't even popped online, at least as far as before I started filming these videos, so we'll see. I would like to get closer to Jules. I would like to maintain that relationship with Jules, but I feel like she's just not here a lot recently, so yeah. But anyways, now my little alliance chat is formed, and it's great. Everything's fine and dandy, and I'm trying to figure out who's my number one. Well, I think Nick is kind of my number one by default. But I do feel like there's just a lot of I don't know what the word is. There's a lot of caveats, I guess, to like there's like some good things and then there's like, but here's something else. Um yeah. I think that's all I want to say. I say that's all. That's just all I want to say. I think I spoke for 25 minutes in total. That is okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. Until next time. Bye.